Here is a glimpse of the sleeveless jacket that can be worn over any top that we wear over jeans or pants, or it can be worn over your kurtas too. Okay, this is made with baby cake anti-pill yarn. At the end of the DC round, the third round, chain 1 and make a half double crochet on top of the first DC or the third chain of the 5 chains. This next round is a puff stitch round. You're going to place one puff stitch each in each of the chain spaces. So begin with the chain 3 that gives a good height for the puff, or a definite definition for the height of the puff. Sometimes the puffs may become smaller if we don't take this chain. This is a guide. So you can take like this also, or it's better to begin with the chain 3 only for this particular first puff. Four times so that you have 9 loops on the hook. Complete the puff. Chain 1. Place a puff. So ensure that the height of the puff is uniform all around. This may slow down our work, but doesn't matter. Once it's complete, it will give a beautiful look. So I've completed this puff, chain 1. So continue the round one more time. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So all these loops are of same height. Yarn over, pull through all of them. Secure the puff, chain 1. So in this manner, place puff stitch in each chain 2 spaces. I shall complete and get back. So completed the puff stitch round. At the end of the round, chain 1 and place a half double on top of the first puff stitch. Now you can begin either with chain 4 or a standing double crochet. I prefer to make my standing double crochet. Standing twisted double crochet, chain 1, a double crochet on top of the puff stitch, chain 1, a double in chain 2 space, chain 1, a double on the puff stitch, chain 1, a double under the chain 2 space. So we are increasing the number of stitches over here using the doubles in chain space and on the puff stitch. This will become 48 in number. We have 24 puff stitches in this previous round. It's going to become 48 doubles with chain 1 spaces in between them. So continue placing these doubles. I shall repeat once or twice. So chain 1 here, a double on the puff stitch, chain 1, a double in chain space, chain 1, a double on the puff stitch. This may appear to be a chain, but this is the point where we completed the puff stitch, and this is the chain to lock the puff. So I am working under the puff where we completed the puff stitch. Chain 1, a puff stitch, a DC in chain space, chain 1, a DC on the puff stitch. So continue the round, complete and get back. At the end of this DC round, so DC separated by one chain space, make a chain, place the last DC here, slip stitch and join to the very first double or the third chain of the first 4 chains. It may be a normal slip stitch and join, or if you want, you can make the invisible join too. Okay. Now for the next round, either begin with chain 3 or pull up the loop to the height of a double and place a double on the very first stitch. Now one double in chain space. So it's a simple DC round. One double on double, one double on the chain space, under the chain space. So continue this DC round, get back. So actually a double in the chain space, a double on double. Continue, complete and get back. So I've completed the DC round. So we have placed a DC under the chain and one DC on DC. Now we are going to slip stitch and join using the invisible method, because that will be convenient to go about the next round. So round after round you can make the invisible join, it's up to you. Chain 2. This chain will get hidden at the end of the round. Now yarn over, place a back post double crochet on the next DC. Back post double crochet the next. So we are going to place one Bpdc around the post of the DCs of the last round. So every DC of the last round we are going to place a back post double crochet around it. This creates a textured effect. And there is a suggestion here, if you feel that this back post double is little shorter, you can go in with back post treble too. It's up to you. It won't make much difference. So continue. Continue placing back post doubles around the post of the doubles of the last round. Complete and get back. At the end of the DC round, I have slip stitched and joined to the very first DC, because I started with the DC, or you need to slip stitch in the third chain of the first 3 chains. Now pull up the loop to the height of a DC, make a back post double on the same DC below. Then one back post double on the next DC. So we are going to place one Bpdc each on each of the DCs all around. Continue the round, complete and get back. I place the standing back post double on this so that this stitch does not become very thick. It will look neat on the project. So continue the round, complete and get back. At the end of the round, slip stitch and join. You can begin the next round with either chain 4 or a standing double crochet. I begin with my standing twisted double. Chain 1. You may space the DCs with chain 2 also as per the tension of your hand. For me, chain 1 is sufficient. Skip the next DC, place a double on the next. So in the previous 2 rounds, that is the second penultimate round here, we have increased the number of stitches. Now we are decreasing it back. Chain 1, skip 1, make a double in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, make a double in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double in the next. So continue the round, complete and get back.